guys, Sandra here, coming at you from the PG of A's, and today we will be continuing Seduce Me. Alright, now in the last one we just had a run-in with Malik or whatever his name was, so let's continue, shall we? Even more so, I was lost about my grandfather knew about magic. I had to find out. At least I had time. I went to bed that night. Green apples. Okay, I don't know. I went to bed that night feeling nervous despite the words of the incubi. I felt like a target to something I'd never been able to explain or prove. Magic, devils, demons. How did this all even happen? Should I really meddle with the situation? They are only staying until after they defeat Malik. That's right, they said they'd only stay until after they defeated Malik. After that, my life could go back to normal. Temporarily insanity, as Kay would say. The question was then, what would I want them to leave? My life went back to normal, then I'd have to care for the house all on my own. I get to focus on my life instead of being distracted by the boys. I'd have to. My life. Where was my life going anyway? I was under pressure from my parents with only my friends and the boys to comfort me. Without the boys, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities. Enough. Let's just sleep and deal with tomorrow when it comes. Defeating my sense of thought, I forced myself to sleep, unsure of what tomorrow had planned for me. Hopefully, whatever the future had for me, I would be ready for it.
I promise to be with you forever. You're so important to me.
I swear I'll give my life to you.
Please, let me love you.
I'll be by your side, always.
I can't imagine living without you.
I want to be with you.
I love you.
I slowly opened my eyes, letting the voices of my dream echo in my head and force me awake. I rubbed my eyes before sitting up and looking at my clock. 7 a.m.? Why am I up so early? I fell back into the bed and closed my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. However, something kept me awake. Why? It's too early to even be alive. That sounds like me. It's too early to be living. Life. Responsibilities. I gave up and sat up, staring at the fireplace across from my bed. A sigh escaped from between my lips before I threw my legs over the side of the bed. What to do at 7 a.m. in the morning? Make some coffee, explore the house, work on homework. Make some coffee. I decided making coffee was the best bet in surviving the rest of the day. Why not? I haven't had coffee in forever. I got out of bed and made my way to the kitchen. Unconcerned that I was in pajama pants and tank top, I rummaged through the cabinets for a coffee machine and any makings for coffee. Surely my grandfather had some. A French press? Well, it's better than nothing. As I began to make my coffee, I checked my email and text on my phone. No new important emails, no text messages. I sighed, I quickly made my coffee, just how I liked it, and sat on the counter. But then I began to wonder, would this happen every day? I let the question linger in my mind for a whole morning. I did not think once about the boys or Malik's. Everything was peaceful, everything was average, nothing magical or dangerous or unusual. I simply drank my coffee as I let the thought migrate in the back of my brain. I returned to bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under the covers to try sleeping again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday and nothing was happening today. Come on, eyes, go back to sleep. I shut my eyes and tried to slow my breathing. I looked at my phone to check the time once again. It was noon, yet it felt like I had slept for much longer. Why is time going so slow? I sighed, got changed into normal clothes, and went out to the main hall and sat on the stairs. Sundays were very boring. However, the muffled sounds of battle caught my attention. Huh? I quickly went out to the backyard in response to the noise I had heard. In the yard were all 5 of the boys practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle with the other 4 surrounding him and throwing punches and kicks at him. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged each almost masterfully. I just watched. The boys were very much in their own world, focusing on the training they all were in. It was better not to disturb them. I checked the time and decided to head inside to the kitchen. I was getting hungry and I'm sure the boys would need to eat soon, so lunch was a must. Might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make sandwiches, pizza, chicken, and rice. Gotta keep their energy and strength up with protein. I took my time to make almost perfect chicken breasts alongside some rice. Cooking wasn't hard unless you didn't know what you were doing in the first place. I placed the food in the dining room, however, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular, the other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. I quickly rushed back and grabbed the second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. I couldn't find any of them. I could only shrug, though. They knew where the food was, so I went to my room instead and ate alone in my room. It's not my problem. I turned on my computer and started to jam the music as I ate my food. As I ate, I began to think about going out. There were so many places to go, things to do. Grandfather's Grave, the Pink Lady Calf, stay in my room, the arcade. Let's go to the arcade. I arrived at the arcade ready to spend some cash on some fun games. I didn't want to be stuck at home on a Sunday. Besides, the arcade always had something new to play, no matter how often you came. I began to wander the aisles of machines, scanning over them to find a good game to play. I had played a lot of games and already with Suzu, so it was just a matter of finding a good game. What finally caught my attention was a crowd of people surrounding a group of machines. I got closer and peeked through the crowd to see Suzu sitting in a racing game versus 2 other players who were on the same machine behind Suzu from the looks of it. Suzu was losing and that was causing her anger.
You're going down!
Kiss my Italian ass!
I stifled a giggle watching Suzu remain playful. Under stress, she was adorable but feisty. Truly a spicy Italian, I observed. With that, Suzu finally caught up to her opponents and passed them with ease.
What the? Hurry it up!
Later, losers!
The crowd began to cheer, watching Suzu beat out the guys and slide into first place. As the lights and sounds began to blare in celebration, the 2 jerks left the machines in a huff and Suzu stood
Good
up.
game, everyone!
Slowly, the crowd began to disappear, leaving me standing to applaud for Suzu alone. Suzu smiled as she finally saw me walking over.
Hey, what brings you here?
I didn't want to be stuck at home, so I came here. I needed to have some fun after yesterday.
Yeah, man, I get you. Yesterday was full of tightwad business guys, and me and Naomi were pretty uncomfortable too.
Really? I'm really sorry about that. Suzu laughed and waved her hand in dismissal of it. She then leaned against the racing game and put her hands in her pockets.
So what do you plan on doing here? Oh, really? What game do you think you could beat me at?
I think we can do some major damage and beat our high scores in robot extermination. Suzu grinned from ear to ear, nodding before taking my hand and heading over to the machine in question. It was cute to see Suzu like this. She was always the adventurous type, and I love that side of her beyond anything. I guess that's what kept our friendship strong for so long. Eventually, we did reach a large machine covered with images of robots disguised as animal mascots and blood. We took up our plastic guns and swiped our game cards across the credit slot, giving our credits to the game to play.
You take left, I take right?
As usual, let's go! The game quickly started up and we blasted our way through hordes of robots, landing more headshots than professional shooter tournament players. Suzu and I had played this game so often it pretty much had become our go-to high score game. We always kept the top 5 spots on the leaderboard for ourselves. As we finished the first level though, we were stunned to see the new leaderboard at the loading screen.
Someone took number 1?
Oh, hell no!
We maxed that level, right?
Mm-hmm. Suzu looked at me with a very familiar, deadly look in her eyes. She was determined to regain number 1, so was I. I knew what this meant. No deaths, quick reloads, and constant headshots and Easter egg points. The whole experience itself ran 2 hours straight with the main game and its sequel programmed into the machine. Once you finished one, you immediately began the next until you reached the end of the second game. At least it had some cutscenes to take breaks between. It'll be tough, but we got this. Suzu nodded before putting her game card in the breast pocket of her jacket and readied herself for the next level. I braced myself for a long time.
Hey Anderson, let's make this a little more fun. Whoever has the least amount of headshots has to treat the other to lunch.
It's almost 2 p.m., Suzu.
There's such a thing as late lunch.
Alright, you're on.
Second level. Start.
And we were off. Virtual bullets began to fly across the screen, slamming into the heads of multiple robots and causing them to fall to the floor and die out. One by one, Suzu and I burned through the game like our lives depended on it. We eventually had a crowd form behind us, cheering us on and offering us food so that we wouldn't have to leave the machine. Most of them were guys who liked the girl on gun action, but some of them were actually excited bystanders hoping that we would take back our high score. We snacked a bit, taking breaks between cutscenes and level changes, but we remained true to our goal. Eventually we made it to the final boss, a giant black bear robot with red eyes and deadly attacks.
Let's go, Anderson!
Right behind you! The crowd behind us began to cheer as we began our final battle. Our legs were a little wobbly, but we were too into the game to care. All we cared about was the large red bar at the top of the screen, slowly emptying with each bullet we fired into the boss's body. We only had a few shots left when someone called out.
You girls suck!
Without missing a shot, Suzu and I replied at
You
once.
wish we did!
Before landing the final blow to our opponents, the death cutscene flashed and played on the screen. The scream of the robot bear boomed through the speaker. Suzu and I weren't excited just yet. We were waiting for the high score screen to appear. It was the final high score screen of the entire game, so it was the most important screen in our eyes. Come on, come on!
High score.
The screen popped up revealing our code SCA as the number 1 score in the game, knocking down our mysterious MAL opponent to second place. The crowd behind us went ballistic as Suzu and I hugged each other tightly in joy. It was like stepping over a major milestone despite it only being an arcade game. We did it! Woohoo! The second stat screen came up, repeating Suzu and I from our hug of delight. In matters of accuracy, it was better. However, Suzu had more kills and headshots, making her the winner of our little bet.
Booyah! Free lunch!
Haha, alright. Where to, boss?
I just want some drive-thru food. I've been eating way too many home-cooked meals, man. I need at least one unhealthy meal.
Suzu's family was indeed an Italian family, but they were very self-conscious about their food. They were quite possibly the healthiest family I knew. Susie and I left the arcade, occasionally stopping to be given praise or be asked questions about our game skills. We eventually headed out to the parking lot where a piece of motorcycle set with chains around its wheels. Suzu quickly took off the chains and took a seat on the bike, getting out 2 helmets, placing one on her own head and ushering me to sit behind her. I followed her gesture and made myself comfortable on the leather seat behind her, putting on one of the helmets and wrapping my arms around her waist. I had ridden with her on her motorcycle before. This was nothing new to us. Suzu revved the engine and quickly sped out of the lot, driving into the streets towards the fast food.
Does Paradise Parlor sound good? I'd love some Paradise Nuggets and cheese fries.
Yeah, sounds good. And I will leave this video here. Leave a like if you enjoyed watching. Subscribe if you want. I make new videos whenever I can. And I will see you guys in the next video that I make. Later, skaters!